what you want. I mean, you can't have that.
She's a bit of a bitch right now.
Yeah, she's not listening.
Is it yesterday? Or the day, no, it was Wednesday. I was in the bedroom and I told her to turn off the light. Okay, turning on the bedroom light. I'm like, no, turn off the light, you bint.
Yeah, she gets insulted all the time when she's stupid.
Every time he says, hey, I always say, suck a dick.
Nice.
I cannot help you with that.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
Literally.
Yeah, we get some weird stuff from Alexa from time to time. Like there was one time we were in the kitchen and like we asked her to do something and she did it and she just goes, "Well, smell you later." And we're like, "The fuck?"
What?
Yeah, what the fuck was that called?
She'll just randomly blurt weird shit out. Like we'll ask her a question, she'll answer it, and then she'll say something completely off track. My mom and dad have Alexa, they just have the Echo Dot.
Yeah, that's what we got. Just like the little tiny hockey puck one there.
Yeah, I was out in the living area. They have a pretty big open floor plan there, and I wanted to know what the weather is going to be like. So I said, "Hey Alexa, what's the weather like today?" My dad goes, "Oh wait, here, let me check on it." And he's checking on his phone, and she's telling me what the weather is. He's like, "Oh, I always forget you can ask her that." I'm like, he has her play music, and he has her turn the lights off and on because I got him the Hue lighting system for
Yeah.
and he's had fun playing with that. I had to show him how to set it up though. And
I will say that is kind of a neat feature. We don't have the Hue system, but we do have a couple of them, a couple of Wi-Fi enabled plugs for lamps out in the living room there.
Yeah, we've got the 3 lamps set up in both bedrooms too. It's nice. It saved us quite a bit of money too.
Yeah, it's very handy.
Yeah, the back bedroom is called River.
There you go.
So for you to hear her say, "Turning on the river, turning off the river." I set that up.
No, it's just, I'm just getting. Let's see if it's getting strong yet. 'Cause it's getting windy.
Yay, more rain.
I'm sure we'll hear it.
Can't rain all the time.
Right.
All right.
All right. So yes, when we played last, we were making our way from Saturn back toward Mars, getting back on course. There was an issue with the prince having been found unconscious in his quarters, which led Thargan to believe, at least his investigation told him, that the prince had been thrown by someone or something into the bulkhead in his quarters. So Thargan decided to start questioning the crew.
I want to ask something out of character too, real quick, because
Okay.
Did William misunderstand? And that's what you told me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did, because as it going on, I started doubting. Did I totally mistake that? You know what? I'm just playing it off as Thargan, but okay, all right.
He was thrown, but it wasn't by. You thought it was by a member of the crew.
Well, yeah.
It turned out to be a psychic pulse that threw him across the.
Well, of course, yeah.
Thrown it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Cookie attempted to perform medical treatment on the prince, but despite the fact that Cookie has invested in Martian physiology for dummies, still not working out. Jimmy was tasked with figuring out what was going on, and he did so. Thargan conducted his own parallel investigation, which involved accosting crew members as he found them and demanding to know why they had assaulted his prince.
Oh,
Which did lead some to believe that he was back on the
The ice cream.
No, that wasn't. No, that came later after you saw Jimmy do his thing.
That's right.
Meanwhile, we received a secret message from our double agent that we implanted way back in the first adventure in the German operations there on Mars, and
Oh, right.
found that everyone's favorite attempted destroyer of Christmas, Belloc, apparently working with the Germans. He has been given. They've been given orders to give him all needed help and resources. He's even got a couple of war walkers at his disposal. And he's got two primary mission tasks. One is to find something that is codenamed Object 1, and the other is to stop the Solar Star from interfering further in their nefarious plans. So you guys have made a friend. That friend is Nazi Germany.
You have a friend in me.
Meanwhile, Thargan made his way back to the prince's quarters to investigate further, and found Jimmy doing something rather unusual. Apparently recreating what happened using some kind of energy, which seems odd for a preteen boy to be able to do. Meanwhile, we enlisted the help of Kama with his psychic abilities to help with the prince, which Kama, was pulled away from working on the engines clandestinely, as Cora was quite forceful when she ordered him down there, since it's Kama's fault that you guys ended up on Saturn. Kama used his psychic abilities to snap the prince out of his state. Kama was quite fascinated by what he found in the prince's mind and looked forward to talking to him about it at greater length. The prince was horrified that he was touched by a European.
Right.
Other highlights involved Thargan asking about blue glowing shape-shifting humans, particularly to Kama, who did not know what he was talking about,
No.
but was quite interested in what he was talking about. And people trying to convince the captain that Jimmy wasn't what he seemed. Captain dug in his heels and refused to believe them, even when Cora said that would make sense, explain some things.
Just a normal American boy.
That's right. He wants to grow up to be a captain. Jimmy gave his presentation as to what happened to the prince. The prince did not share all of the details, but found himself apparently in communication with the giant squid that you guys encountered, that Thargan wanted to go murder, or try his damnedest to before he got slapped into Saturn's core by it.
Would have been a glorious death.
Well, it would have been something, I suppose. Thargan made eyes at him Jimmy during the exchange. Jimmy returned the gaze. Then we had an exchange between Jimmy and Thargan. Thargan thinking that Jimmy was some kind of a threat. Jimmy offering to explain what he is and holding out his hand. Thargan did so, and, well,
Disappeared.
disappeared, apparently. Meanwhile, the prince came to the realization that Thargan was not answering his hails and was not on board the ship. The prince immediately jumped to the conclusion that Kama had disintegrated him.
Yes.
Set out to kill him, despite attempting to be convinced otherwise. Fortunately for Kama, the prince forgot that Kama was in engineering and stopped by his lab first, giving the captain time to intercept him. They had an exchange. Eventually, the prince was talked down from his bold kill Kama position. Prince shared his thoughts on Jimmy. The captain was still not interested in hearing it. Eventually, the prince left in the way that he does. Kama was asked if he had an opinion. Turns out he was not listening.
Was Bob actually there that night?
Nope, that was me.
Okay. It just sounds so like Bob. Wait, was he there? I thought he was out.
No, Bob was not there. That was the role of Bob was played by me. I mean, it's only fair. He got to be Lee Jansen.
Yeah. I love the one scene that the captain calls for Jimmy and he doesn't show up. Just John's look on John's face. Wait, what?
We discovered that Jimmy is also missing, or at least not answering, to the surprise of everyone. And then we ended with Thargan in an unknown room with a nice view of the Earth, apparently from its moon.
Okay, so it wasn't a building. Okay. I couldn't remember if I was in the building or on the surface.
Standing in a crater somewhere on the moon.
Right.
It's like, too bad your rescue ship is out beyond Jupiter. They'll be there in a week or so, but try to wait.
Hold your breath.
Try the wheel.
I think we also, the captain demanded that Cora scan around the ship looking for Thargan, thinking that he'd gone out an airlock or something.
Yeah. If you'd have found him, it wouldn't have been far-fetched.
Thargan's like, I'm going to go out and fight space.
I hadn't thought of it, but yeah.
That. So yeah, we will pick up there on the Solar Star as the prince and the captain have summoned Jimmy and found nothing.
Captain's like, if Thargan did anything to Jimmy, I'm spacing you both. And he walks away.
It's like, I can assure you he did not.
Yeah.
But I did try to tell you, Captain. Jimmy is no ordinary boy.
Ignoring.
I want to face the truth.
So yeah, the prince kind of looks around.
Captain walks around. He kind of looks both ways, makes sure no one's looking. Opens up something in the bulkhead, pulls out a bottle of scotch, Closes the bulkhead up, goes to his quarters.
Didn't Jed have liquor stashed everywhere around Pandora's Sphere?
Because he had to be drunk to function.
Remember that one time? I forget what the hell was going on, but there was a roll, and I declared him sober, and he couldn't deal.
Yes. And didn't it was like that that night his rolls were all awful too.
Yeah.
The way it worked. It is true. He needs to be drunk.
Like Thurman gave him something that like made him like immediately worse.
It sobered him up. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
All right, so you are so you're going to your quarters then,
Yep, I'm space drinking.
and everyone else left. It's like people sprint away.
I'm still hearing. So is Lulu. You're gonna be really mad at us in a couple months, Kat.
No, you got to deal. You got to learn a whole new surroundings there.
Yeah. You'll be queen of a whole new world.
It's like you'll have a whole new territory to contend with.
I'm relaxing. I had 7-Up since I came over here. So. Be right back.
Let's see.
Ow. Ow. That's a strategic place.
It's like, please don't claw there.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
Stop it.
That's one thing I do not miss. Is the you're going to claw me. Well, thanks, I guess.
Because I love you.
It's like, do you though? Just saying.
You're my human.
It's like, I am marking you with my claws.
You didn't like it?
No,
You're weird.
I think it's a diet 7-Up.
Oh no.
Get used to it. I have to try it with Sprite Zero. All right.
Yours not bad actually.
No.
I'll pack of that. All right. So as the captain goes to drink, Cora, are you still up on the bridge?
I am.
So the intercom goes off on the bridge there. Turn a message in there. Hey, this is Cookie. Who's up there?
God, what do you want?
Hey, this could be a weird question, but you seen Jimmy?
Not for a while. Why?
Well, because I was down here tinkering with him some stuff in the galley, and someone came in to him to grab a bite to eat, and so I called him to make, since he's the cook, and he didn't show up.
Huh. How long has it been since you saw him last?
Let's see. I saw him when we were in the galley. He made his presentation. That was the last time I saw him.
And come to think of it, I haven't seen him for a while too, which is kind of unusual.
I'm used to Romani going missing because that's just something that happens. Would be just like to get yourself kidnapped while we're on a ship in space. But Jimmy,
Maybe he's entertaining Romani.
I have to ask, but
Check the labs.
yeah.
It doesn't have him running any errands or anything.
Not that I'm aware of. I didn't notice it when I talked to the European too much. But yeah, there's no one in the lab. I even thought maybe he was helping Dr. Yuri, but I couldn't even find him. Couldn't even find him either.
Curiouser and curiouser. Well, keep an eye out for him. If you see him, let me know.
Will do. In the meantime, I guess I'll start working on dinner.
Aren't we lucky?
I know. I'm sorry. But to be fair, I never signed on to be the cook. That was the captain who did that.
Captain's kind of fond of doing weird shit like that.
Yeah, a little.
Speaking of which, where is the captain?
I haven't seen him either. I can tell you I know the Martians act a bit weird, but the prince is acting weird too. He's just kind of like wandering from compartment to compartment, like he's looking for something.
Got me. Just leave him alone. He's not hurting anything, I guess.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not messing with him and whatnot, but usually, he doesn't do that.
Or Martians, who knows?
All right, well, I'll keep an eye out for Jimmy. I'll ask around, see if anyone else has seen him lately.
All right. I think I'm going to wander down to the captain's quarters.
So, Captain, as you're settling in with your clandestine bottle of scotch, so do you knock, Core, or you just kind of go in?
Oh, I just kind of go in.
Door opens.
Yeah.
What?
Seen Jimmy?
Just drinks.
Have you seen Jimmy?
Who?
Useless.
Hey, tags?
Oh,
Cuz.
take,
He's the purser.
Where's Jimmy?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Jimmy, the kid who runs around the ship answering your questions and doing what you ask him to, and the purser and the cook and the gunner and all sorts of whatever.
He's gone. Tags does that now.
Why is Jimmy gone? What happened?
I don't know. I don't want to know. Leave me alone.
Okay, I can see we regressed to 12 years old.
I'm not.
You're supposed to be the captain of the ship.
I am the captain of the ship. Now leave me alone. That's an order.
Fine. Fine. Well, she leaves. As soon as the door shuts behind her, she kicks it. Stupid jerk.
Now who's 12 years old?
You! Huh. Jimmy's gone, huh? It's a fine kettle of fish. I wonder if the Martians would know where we went. Where's Thargan?
And there's no answer for him that you. I mean, if you go to the intercom, you do get the prince like, "Are you looking for Thargan?"
Yeah, but maybe you know where Jimmy is?
it's like, I do not. I cannot. I can find neither Jimmy nor Thargan. I'd thought that Kama had perhaps disintegrated Thargan, but
Wow, that's just wonderful. So you have no idea where Thargan is, or Jimmy.
I do not. I have swept the vessel with my abilities, and I can find neither. Although, I mean, then again, I never could really sense Jimmy, but I can tell you that Thargan is not here. At least he's not alive in here. I have been looking for his body. He would not have gone down without a fight, though. I have yet to find signs of a struggle.
Okay. Well, if you find anything, let me know.
Certainly. I will let you know.
Thank you. Oh, balls. It's starting to sound like looking for a supervisor at my job. Supervisor this morning, and I could not find anyone.
They all scatter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 supervisors. I couldn't find one.
That's your problem.
7.
It's like Office Space. I have 4 different bosses.
Yes, I do. Oh, well, nuts. I guess we're stuck with cookies food tonight. Guess I'll just go back to the bridge and read my book. Keep it quiet.
So, while you head back to the bridge to read your book, we will cut to an undisclosed location on the moon. So, Thargan, as previously stated, you're in. It's about the size of a conference room, perhaps. It's got windows that kind of start about hip height and kind of wrap around a bit. There's like a series of 6 of them on was apparently the outer wall of the structure that you're in, and they face the Earth. I do not want to install updates while I'm in the middle of something, but thank you, computer. I appreciate it.
Are you sure?
Proactive stance. It's helping.
What?
It's helping.
It's trying to help. Like, yeah, thanks, but we're directly in the middle of a sentence right now. There is one door that faces that's kind of opposite the windows essentially, so it leads out of this room to parts unknown. There is a table in this room kind of longer, kind of like a kind of a longer table as you'd find in a conference room. No chairs. There's a significant amount of dust, seeing that this room has not been used in quite some time.
And Jimmy's there with me.
No, you're just you in the room.
Oh, okay. Okay, then it's different, huh? We'll just kind of look around, just kind of sizing up the environment and assessing and trying to be on guard and kind of wait for something to happen. Uncertain what to do.
All right, so you wait for a moment, and the table itself kind of lights up, kind of flickers to so we're gonna do our multi-level marketing that we're bringing to Fantasy Age here to Rocket Age.
Right?
Yeah, it kind of illuminates, and then Jimmy is standing in the doorway.
Is this a normal ability that humans have?
Oregon, we're on the moon.
Right. So you can travel a great distance, but is this something that other humans are also able to do?
No, and I'm not human.
Ah, my prince was right. Okay. What species are you then?
Well, I'm not really any species. I was built, constructed by the former inhabitants.
You are a robot.
I'm not a robot. It's complicated. It's hard to define. I'm not a robot, not one of the computer brains of Mars or something like that.
You are a complicated automaton.
I'm not that either. That's still a
Another
robot.
robot.
I'm not a robot. I'm a consciousness, I think would be the best word to put it.
I can tell you're conscious.
Oregon.
Okay, anyway. You're something.
I was
That's serious.
created by the former inhabitants of Earth's moon to help.
You're a moon man.
No, the former inhabitants were moon man. I was created by them.
Okay, all right. What is your purpose on the ship then?
To help. That's what I do. I helped the inhabitants here for centuries. They lived here peacefully, and elsewhere in the solar system. The city we encountered on Saturn,
Mhm.
and Pluto. That's where they're from originally.
So you joined the captain's crew because you were bored.
Well, I was on the ship before the captain bought it.
You came with the ship.
Well, I joined with the ship during the previous owners.
Interesting. I didn't think the captain would buy a used vehicle. That's what Tharkin gets out of the conversation. Does the captain know that you are not human?
Well, I think you guys have been telling them that I'm not, but
Huh. Okay.
I am a consciousness that is quantum entangled with a control node that has been implanted on their ship. Because, well, I don't know if bored was the quite the thing. I was offline for quite some time. Or offline makes it sound like I'm a robot. That's not the right way to put it.
Of course.
I don't. Sleeping, I think, would be the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
An expedition, inadvertently, I'd imagine, woke me up. As they haven't figured out how things work up here much. But I had no one to help.
So we help you help.
You give me someone to help. And I get to know humans and all the other races in that now live in the solar system, so I can help them.
Are you combat capable?
Fight?
Well, yes.
I don't think so. I'm designed to help.
Could you help us to fight?
Well, I've manned the guns on the ship.
Okay. And you don't mean us any harm.
Oh gosh, no.
I think you see Tharkin like nodding a lot, almost as if he understands a lot that's being said.
But he doesn't.
He doesn't really. It's kind of obvious.
It's like our new trainee at work.
Yeah. Big words, science stuff. Yeah.
Let me put it another way. So like he kind of manipulates the table in front of you, and like this display kind of pops up, kind of a hologram kind of a thing, and it's of him. Except what he is reading here. It's basically a small metal box with a glass front. This is how I don't move. This is how I'm linked to the ship. There is one of these nodes that has been built into the ship. The previous inhabitants needed a scientist, from what I could tell from their thoughts, so I became Dr. Yuri.
Okay. But you're not Dr. Yuri anymore.
Well, every once in a while I'm Dr. Yuri because sometimes the crew needs Dr. Yuri. Mostly I'm Jimmy.
Okay. Well, if you don't mean any harm to me, my people. Then I guess all will be well.
I hope so.
So you obviously can travel very far. Are you able to? The captain seemed to be very upset. Well, the prince also, when we were at Jupiter, when we were aiming for Mars. Are you able to take the entire ship to Mars this quickly?
No. It
Huh.
was a challenge just to bring you here. To be fair, your body is still back on the ship. It's in the storage closet. This is simply a projection of your mind here. I can't move entire people through. I mean, it's not designed for that.
Do I feel solid to myself?
You feel solid to yourself.
I feel like I'm here.
Because for all intents and purposes, you are.
Uh-huh. Okay. Kind of just backs up and just kind of does a full kind of once over of Jimmy. Looks him up and down. Okay. I'm going to determine you're not a threat to my prince.
What?
I've determined you're not a threat to my prince.
Well, no.
Or the captain.
I like the captain. Why would I threaten him? I like the crew. Even that one that keeps getting kidnapped.
How he does that, I don't know. Okay. Guess we can work together.
Oh gosh, that'd be swell.
And it's just almost like a nod, like something in Thargan's mind has clicked and he's accepted Jimmy.
You want me to show you around a bit?
Oh, I guess, yes. Show me your home.
So he he opens the door and it kind of goes out into a hallway.
I'll follow.
So
Because that's the polite thing you do with humans when they show you stuff. You follow them and let them talk.
it goes down the corridor. There are more doors. Interestingly enough, there's no markings anywhere. All you see are just kind of by each door, there's kind of this flat, looks like a glass-like panel kind of a thing.
Okay.
You go by them, and much like everything else, like I said, everything here is it's kind of see the walls and everything are kind of gray. The doors are brown. They're not made out of wood. They're made out of stone. There are no trees up here or anything like that. So everything's made out of stone and other things along those lines and whatnot. There, again, everything is very dusty. There's clearly been no real activity here for quite some time. You go by one set of doors on your right. The doors are actually open. Looks like they kind of have fallen in to the room. It's And it's a rather large, impressive warehouse. And you catch sight of the cubes that Jimmy showed you. This room looks like it is just stuffed to the gills with them.
So if you put these in different places, you could be on lots of crews.
It looks like it kind of stops. Looks like, huh. Wonder what those are doing there. Now that's how I am. That's how I get around. I'm linked to those. They were. Yeah, because they were. Everyone had them. I was everywhere. I don't remember them putting them in here.
Tharkin tries to look at him very seriously since Jimmy's looking at them seriously.
All right. Well,
Did someone move them?
I don't know. I mean, well, you know what? Let's engage some mechanics here, Thargan.
Uh-huh.
Awareness and ingenuity.
Oh boy. Awareness and ingenuity. Okay, so that's a 7. Plus 7. 14.
They do not look like they have been moved recently. Like everything else, everything is covered in dust. These things have been here for quite some time. Interestingly, they look like they were kind of put in here, you wouldn't say like in a haphazard kind of panic kind of a way, but not like I want to store things so I can find them later kind of way. Like you've seen the crew load cargo onto Solar Star, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good.
Kind of an ordered way so you can get back at it. You don't really see that here.
And they are dusty as well.
Yes.
I will walk over to one of them and kind of just rub my finger against one of them. Rub the dust. It seems like they haven't been everywhere for a long time.
Like I said, I went to sleep. I woke up. Maybe it happened while I was sleeping. I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't just wake me up. I could have helped with that.
Does that mean you need to put them back everywhere again?
I mean, there's not really any place for me to be on the moon. It's uninhabited now. I mean, we could put them, elsewhere around somewhere else. I'd be everywhere there, but
I guess we need to take a bunch to the ship and start leaving them every time we leave somewhere or land somewhere.
we'd have to bring the ship here. We can't take physical things back with us. Remember, you're just a projector.
That's right. You keep saying I'm not here.
No, you're here, but your box. It's just
Well, can't the boxes be here but not?
no. That's not the boxes. Don't have a consciousness for me to project. They are a physical object.
Oh, that's right. They're not conscious. They're asleep. Okay. Okay. Well, the captain loves you. I'm sure he would come back to pick these up.
You think?
Yeah, he's always talking about how good you are. How much of a member of the crew, valued member of the crew you are.
Yeah, but that's when he thought it was human.
Oh, we don't have to tell him.
You don't think this is going to change the way he thinks of me, do you?
You don't have to tell him. I won't tell anyone. Well, I'll have to tell the prince, of course, but he already kind of suspects something.
Well, shall we continue on?
But yeah, we don't. I mean, we don't have to kill the captain. I don't think. If you don't want to.
We'll see how it goes.
I mean, he is the captain, so I guess he could compel me to, but unless the prince told me I couldn't. I don't know. I think the prince would call that a dilemma. I don't know. The captain loves you. He'd be okay with whatever.
I hope so. Should we continue on the tour?
Oh, yeah, sure. I was wondering, since I'm not here, like I think I'm here, you said I'm in a closet. What happens if they find me in the closet?
Well, I imagine they'd be concerned.
The prince would definitely. He might even try to kill someone.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come.
We should make the tour quick.
So you continue on. This corridor kind of like circles around a bit. You do pass a couple of more rooms that are open that similarly have a number of the weird black cube things in them.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, you come around to a door that's kind of on the right. That apparently is the one that Jimmy is looking for. It looks more impressive than the other doors. He kind of waves his hand in front of the plate by the door. It lights up much like the conference table did. The doors kind of creak open. Clearly, they have not been opened in quite some time. And you kind of come in, and there's no chairs in here. There's no windows in here. Kind of a big domed kind of a room, and in like true 30s sci-fi fashion, kind of all the lines of the room lead to this kind of central pedestal where there's kind of this orb that's kind of flashing.
Okay.
The orb of Jimmy.
And what does this room do?
Well, this is my central point. This is where I was sleeping.
But I thought you were sleeping on the ship.
No, I was asleep here at the moon when I was woken up. I joined the ship because there was no one here to help.
Oh, it is.
Oh, of course. Sergeant totally doesn't get it. But he nods as if he's supposed to understand.
So you wanted to keep the short?
It probably would be better so the prince doesn't try to kill people.
I will put you back. Kind of holds out his hand again.
So, does that mean you're not on the ship?
No, I'm here with you right now.
But like when you're on the ship, does that mean you're not on the ship?
It seems the wind is coming from the south.
I'm on the ship. I'm linked between this point and whatever in the ship.
Okay. Yes, I guess put me back on the ship.
He kind of holds out his hand again.
I'll reach over and take a shake it.
And it's a bit of a flash. And you're in the dark. See some light coming underneath the door in front of you.
I will reach out towards the door and force it open.
Well, it's not. Well, it's locked from, it was locked from the inside there. So yeah, it opens and you find yourself. It looks like you were in the storage closet of the room you had been training in. Your weapons are kind of scattered around the floor.
And it's not a dignified place to be. There are weapons cast about on the floor. That is inappropriate for weapons to be stored that way. I will go to putting the weapons where they belong. Mumbling about the crew not cleaning up after themselves and taking care of their weapons.
So you're mumbling, and the new ship's purser Tags comes by, kind of pokes his head in, and he's like, "Oregon."
Yes, you're the one, Binks, right?
No, I'm Tag. The other guy is Binks. Come on.
Tags. Okay, tags. Okay, carry on. Let me go back to putting more weapons.
Why are you just? Where have you been?
Apparently, I've been in the closet.
Why were you in the closet? You had us all worried.
Okay, just did Jimmy indicate that he wanted to keep our trip secret or anything from the captain?
Not really, no.
Okay. I was, you know what? Yeah, I was on the moon, even though I was actually in the closet.
Tags takes a step back. Are you on the ice cream again?
The prince forbid me from having ice cream. I have not.
All the chocolate.
The prince does not allow me to have the chocolate ice cream. I have not partaken.
Right. Jumped in the closet and went to the moon.
You don't believe me? Then you can ask Jimmy whenever he gets back.
Oh, so you went to the moon with Jimmy, because we've been looking for Jimmy too.
He's the one that took me there. Don't you know these things?
So you kidnapped Jimmy to the moon? We had to eat Cookie's corn tasting dinner.
I'm sorry. I do not control your crew members.
You just jump into the closet to go to the moon with him.
Actually, I do not know how I got into the closet. But I ride back in the closet. This should make perfect sense. Even I understand this.
Right.
Sort of.
So Tags hits the all intercom, kind of broadcast throughout the ship. Hey everybody! I found Thargan. He's putting away weapons in his training room like nothing is wrong.
Other than the mess of the weapons, nothing is wrong.
Thargan announces that to everyone.
Don't you know pistols should not be stored next to melee weapons?
Obviously. You have the before soup pistol and the after soup pistol.
I guess we can call off the search.
Yes, you have found me. I will go find my prince.
Well, that certainly helps. I've been wandering all over the ship looking for you.
He is lost without me.
Yeah, great.
Well, good work, Brinks.
My name is Tags.
I'm sorry. You both look the same to me.
Kind of turns off in a huff.
You humans.
All you humans look the same. And I will go. We're looking for, I don't know, someone, I guess, prince or captain or something.
Let's say you bump into the captain first. Kind of
Yeah,
play it together here a bit.
get a player involved instead of another NPC.
Yes. You guys, talk amongst yourselves.
Hello, Captain.
Dargan.
I apologize for my absence. I did not know that Jimmy would keep me away so long.
Oh. What you do in your time is your concern.
Oh, well, okay. Awkward silence.
Shouldn't you be protecting the prince or something?
I will.
Fine, carry on.
You know, Sergeant doesn't get social interaction, so okay. Very well, Captain. Go walking off.
Hey, Tags.
Yeah?
You finished your chores yet?
Well, I mean, it was quite the list you gave me there, but I got most of it done.
Looks at his watch. Guess what I'll have to do. Carry on.
Aye, Captain. Is everything okay?
Everything's perfect.
Oh, okay.
Lies.
So Ted kind of awkwardly backs out of him, backs out of things, backs out of the room. Okay.
Goes the intercom. Hey, Cora.
Yes.
Sargon's back. We can get back on track now.
Are you still pouting?
Turns off the intercom.
Where are we going? Turns it back on. Where are we going, sir?
We're going to Mars like we were going before.
Just making sure.
We broke the captain.
I'll say course for Mars then.
I opened Schrodinger's box. And it broke the captain. He discovered who Jimmy was.
Captain Knight turns the corner. Looks both ways, make sure there's no one watching him. Opens up another bulk.
Oh dear.
Takes out a beer.
Oh no. Oh no. All right. So the Silver Star now rocketing towards Mars, back on course. Moving right along, actually. It seems like Kama's done some good things with the engines there. Get him an intercom call up to the bridge. Hey, we found Jimmy.
Oh yeah, where was he?
Well, just turned up in the galley as I was doing dishes after dinner.
Okay. You say where he'd been?
I had just Jimmy joke around, and he seemed like he was pretty serious most of the time. Said he was answering Thargan's questions
Okay.
on the moon.
Okay.
If it's a joke, I don't think the punchline landed for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
Back.
Yeah, he's back in normal. And I didn't even hear him come into the room. All of a sudden, he was just there.
All right.
Okay, well, I guess I don't have to worry about eating my food now.
No.
Cookie out.
Yeah.
I'm assuming before Thargan actually relaxes in the galley playing darts, he's probably had a chat with the prince at some point, but we don't necessarily have to do that on screen.
No, I think we'll leave that and kind of retcon that in.
Yeah,
When we have Mike there.
sure. And if I happen to see the captain at some point, I'll ask him if he wants to play the darts.
Well, are you wandering about, Captain, or are you just kind of sulking in your quarters?
No, I'm about.
Sure. You guys can cross paths again.
Ah, hello, Captain.
Dargan.
I'm about my business now. I was wondering, would you like to play the darts again?
Darts. It's just darts.
Okay, would you like to play just darts?
Sure, why not?
Very well. I believe I'm starting to get better. More of the darts are hitting the board.
Well, that's just peachy keen.
Yes. It is.
Why do you pretend you know things that you just don't know?
I find it puts my
Excuse me.
opponents at ease.
Oh, yeah. They're at ease around you.
Good. I'm glad it's working.
Okay. Go ahead, go first.
I got 5 of them in the circle this time.
Yeah, there's a bunch of thunk, 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 thunk.
I've actually raised my accuracy or my whatever up.
Oh, you know what?
My marksman. I've put a point in that.
You know what? Let's do a roll. Let's see how good you are at throwing the darts.
Oh, okay. Marksman and coordination.
Yep.
Figure out throwing it around enough that I get a little bit of bonus. Okay, 9, 8, 17.
Yeah, you get a number of them that, of course, they kind of fan out a bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, more hit the actual dartboard than more actually hit the dartboard than hit the wall around it. It's an improvement.
I'll go and collect them all and then set them on the table in front of the captain.
Pick them up. It's one at a time, Thargan.
Seems to take so much longer that way.
That's why it's called a pastime.
Huh. It seems like Thargan's contemplating this with some wise words.
Captain finishes his throw, marks his score off in the chalk.
Obviously winning. With Thargan's. He would. Captain, I have something to ask of you. And I hope it's not out of place for me to ask.
What is it?
I screw about half the darts and only throw half this time.
Thunk, thunk.
I would ask that you would not think differently of Jimmy, with him not being human. He seems to be a good, conscious moon person. And he's here to help.
Oh, he told you that.
He did. And I believe him. He has been helpful.
You believe a lot of things, Thargan.
I do. Has Jimmy shown you to be unhelpful?
He's okay.
You seem to like him very well before. Should I not have asked for him to explain things to me? I was only trying to assess if there was a threat.
Why would you think he's a threat? What would make you believe he's a threat?
He did things that were not typical for humans, in my experience.
He did his job. You and the prince have to question everything because it's not the Martian way. We can't be good as humans.
No, actually, you're quite good for a human. But we have to consider everything as a possible threat until it proves otherwise. That is just the way life is.
Yeah. Am I a threat? How about Cora? Is she a threat? about tags and banks. But everyone in the ship, it goes out of their way for you two. The prince treats us like dirt. You walk around threatening my crew. I don't know why I put up with you two.
Hmm. Well, you and Cora have proved yourself many times. And you are the captain. You rank just below my prince. Obviously, you rank higher to your own crew. But to me, you're just under the prince.
Well, that's just swell.
No higher honor, rank of authority has been given to anyone, much less a human.
You know what, Thargan? I think you need to go back to wearing your flowers of shame.
Ooh.
Wow, it's there again. Okay. Really, Captain? Have I given offense?
Yes, you have.
Huh. Very well. Do you deem that is necessary? Enjoy the rest of your game. Thargan will leave to go find his sheen flowers.
He just looks at the dartboards, look at Thargan. Hey, Jimmy.
Yes, Captain.
What's the deal?
The deal?
You took Thargan someplace.
So Jimmy's kind of looks like, well, yes, I did. And I apologize for causing a stir, but he was starting to view me as a threat. And I'm just here to help. I took him to where I'm really from.
So you're not from Brooklyn.
I'm afraid not, Captain.
Well, why do I remember hiring you aboard to be the purser?
It's part of my abilities or to camouflage my true origin.
So what is your true nature?
I tried to explain it to Thorgan, but I don't think he quite grasped the concept. I am housed on the moon. I'm linked quantumly to a node that's been installed on your ship by the previous owners. They didn't realize what they were doing. And I'm a constructed consciousness put together by the prior inhabitants of the moon. They seem to have disappeared to help.
Why didn't you tell me before?
Well, I apologize for the deception, but I was trying to study and learn about the various, current inhabitants of the solar system, and I didn't know anything about them. and so it just made sense to fit in as the purser. I mean, with the previous crew, I was Dr. Yuri.
So you can be whatever you want.
And within limits, I can take whatever form that works for and where I am. If I was, on Mars, I imagine I would look Martian, depending on who was using me there. You were the purser, so I became the purser.
I'll have to go think about this.
Okay, I understand. It's a lot.
Time for bed anyways. I've had too much to drink.
Did you want me to get you something?
No.
Okay.
Manners.
Well, have a good night, Captain.
Good night, Jimmy. He goes off to his quarters to sleep off his binging. He's like Jimmy existence.
Having an existential crisis about his crew.
Why are all of these things?
Jimmy's not Jimmy. Yeah.
All right. Well, unless there's anything else we want to do here, can accelerate time to the next morning. The ship moving even faster now, it would seem. Kama seems to be doing a number on the engines. Kind of hurtling towards them, kind of hurtling in the vicinity of the Jovian system right now.
Or we can still drop off our guests, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to stop by and do that, yeah.
Make a quick stop.
All right, so the passenger.
Yeah, the people rescued from a lost city on Saturn that no longer remember they were on a lost city on Saturn.
All right.
Or met a psychic squid as the prince wiped all that out of their memories. So yeah, if we want to stop at Jupiter to drop off the people we rescued, we can do that.
Okay.
Given time, it's a pretty good place to stop for the evening, so we don't get too out of sync with what the prince is going to need to do. So we
Right. Cause more chaos. I will say that the next morning, if anyone sees Thargan, he will be wearing shame flowers.
So the prince has to say about that.
So yeah, we'll have to see how the prince reacts when he comes out of his chambers.
So we'll push the button here.